us free, O saving light. Long is our winter, dark is our night. Oh, come set us free, O saving light. Come set us free, O saving light. Oh, come dwell among us, O saving light.
Long is our winter, dark is our night. Oh, come set us free, O saving light.
Long is our winter, dark is our night. Oh, come set us free, O saving light. Long is our winter, dark is our night. Oh, come set us free, O saving light. Come set us free, O saving light. Oh, come dwell among us, O saving light.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to First Parish Unitarian Universalist in Canton and the Ponset River community. My name is John Donovan, and I'll be your worship associate this morning. We're joined this morning by a special guest, the Reverend Dr. Anita Farber-Robertson, our Minister Emerita, who will be leading the service this morning. And we're also joined by our lead minister, the Reverend Dr. Michelle Walsh. And Reverend Dr. Clyde Grubbs on Zoom, so virtual wave to Clyde. Our community honors diversity and joyfully welcomes all who share the values and principles of our congregation. To all of you present, you're welcome here, whether you're a longtime member, friend, or first-time visitor, and you're welcome here in all of your identities, experiences, beliefs, and relationships, including if you need to wiggle, fidget, walk around, or even dance during songs. We also acknowledge that the building of our congregation resides in the land named as Ponkapog by Indigenous peoples. We invite you to read our fuller land and labor acknowledgement on the interior page of your order of service. If you're visiting us for the first time today in person or on Zoom, we invite you to visit our website to familiarize yourself with our congregation and our offerings. The link is found on the interior page of the order of service. We're all very glad you chose to worship with us here today. All right, I'm going to invite Reverend Anita now up for the call to worship.
Thank you, John, and good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, it's so good to be here again, and good morning to Abe and Larry up there, and good morning, choir. Thank you, thank you. Come in. Come in from wherever you have come and know welcome. Come in with what joys and sorrows you carry and feel the comfort of community. Come in to be alone with your thoughts and yet together with others. Come with us, from isolation to connection, from distraction to intention. Let us honor together what is sacred in our lives. Let us join in the unison chalice lighting in your order of service. We light this chalice, a symbol of our faith in love to heal and hold us. As we are nourished by our faith this morning, let the love call us outward to heal and hold the hurting.
Please join us with the covenant. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace with respect and understanding, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve our fellows in humankind, to the end that all souls shall grow together in harmony. Thus do we covenant with each other and with our God by whatsoever name we worship. Please rise and body your spirit for our opening hymn, number 1010, We Give Thanks, in the teal hymnal, number 1010.
I always like to begin and end my day with thanks. So, unabashedly narcissistic. My reading today comes from this wonderful little book. My name isn't first because they list the authors alphabetically. So it says by Dorothy Mae Emerson and Anita Farber-Robertson. And it's still available. It's still available from Amazon, but it's called To Community, New Directions in Unitarian Universalist Ministry. They're not so new now, but it's still an important story about our Unitarian Universalist community ministries. And so this is an excerpt from one section. I've shortened it a little bit. I had just finished conducting worship in a small village church. Wendy was lingering. She was in a bit of distress. "What's the matter, Wendy?" I asked. Her eyes filled up as she told me of her childhood friend who was losing their battle with cancer. Kathy and her friends were scattered now across the country, and Wendy had sent a letter out to all of Kathy's friends and relatives, asking them each to construct a square that represented their care for and appreciation of Kathy. Wendy would collect all those squares, sew them together into a quilt, and send it to Kathy, who would then be able to be wrapped in love. With Kathy's health suddenly deteriorating, Wendy was worried that it would not reach completion in time. She waited for the last of the squares. She had invited people to do whatever they liked, embroider, cut and stitch, or even just write something with permanent marker, only do it soon and send it to her. The next day, Wendy called me. The last of the squares had arrived. She had worked into the night to put the mismatched squares together. The next day, she sewed it all onto backing, wrapped it up, and sent it overnight delivery. She sent me a picture of the quilt hanging on a line under the sun. And this picture that is on your order of service is a picture of the quilt, or a part of the quilt. She sent me a picture of the quilt hanging on the line in the sun. More than beautiful, it is a testimony to human love and tenderness, and to the power of the heart to overcome the suffering of the soul. It shimmered. Kathy's quilt captured how community congeals in the midst of diversity and even disparity. Thus ends our reading.
This is the time in our service when we lift up the generosity of all of you, members and friends and visitors. Your pledges and gifts keep our doors open and our programs vibrant. If you're visiting us for the first time this morning, we invite you to make a donation or to let the offering plate pass you by and consider yourself our guest, though we do hope you return and consider deepening your relationship with us. We're very thankful for all of your gifts. Thank you very much.
Together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship.
Please join me in the spirit of meditation and prayer. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep breathing. Feel your breath, the very spirit of life, move through your body, a gift, unearned, undeserved, just for you. Life, here, in this place, with these people. Feel your presence. With that presence are all of the people who have lived before and the creatures who have lived before that have made what we have now possible, that we might thrive. We can feel gratitude for all their gifts and their efforts. And here in this place, we can feel the connection of our breath, one with the other, and with all of those who breathe in this community and in this planet. There is healing in the way we share our energy. Into this energy that we hold, this love, this care, has been placed our joys and sorrows, loss of beloveds, loss of a schedule we once knew, loss of relationships we once knew, and the building of new ways of doing things. And we celebrate the bonds of new relationships re-emerging in a different form. And we support those. And we hold here all of those who remember all the ways in which they have been loved and held and cared for, and the resources that love provides. We hold also in our heart all of those who are afraid, those who know uncertainty, those who know terror, those who are confused. These are difficult times for a variety of reasons. And yet we know that community can hold it. Community can hold it all. We give thanks. We give thanks for being and being here, for all our blessings known and unknown, remembered and forgotten. May we be truly grateful. Amen, and blessed be.
Just
Thank you, Jim, for finding that for me. It's so good to be here. So it was the late fall of 1976, which to my horror I realize is now 50 years ago. But it was late fall of 1976 when I was enrolled as a student at Andover Newton Theological School, and I was interviewed for the position of chaplain at the Doolittle Home for Retired Persons, a UU retirement home at the time, in Foxborough. And it was there that I met Ruth Mulkey. Mrs. Mulkey was the director of the home, and she was a devout and practicing Baptist, and she was devoted to her ministry there in that place as the director. And she talked about it to me. She talked about her ministry of taking care of the residents, the place that was their home, and the promises that had been made to them when they signed up to live there for the rest of their lives. She explained all of this to me as we walked through the place and looked all around, and she told me how it worked. And then what would be my role there if I took the position. Well, the truth is I was smitten with that place, its tone of welcome and hospitality, and with Mrs. Mulkey and her vision of her ministry. I took the position, and I served as their chaplain for 3.5 years, all years that I treasure. Those 25 residents, average age 87, and Mrs. Mulkey began the process that you at First Parish then continued of teaching me how to be a minister. And I know I'm still learning. But at that early beginning of being formed by a strong and principled woman who knew her calling and tended to it with care and diligence without any religious title or sanction, really moved me. The skills she needed to do that ministry were not learned in a seminary, but rather were learned in whatever place of training she received on how to effectively run a retirement home or some kind of facility, combined with the training of her Christian faith as she understood it and explained it to me, to love your neighbor as yourself, to see the image of God in every person, to build beloved community where she was, just as Jesus had done where he was. Her humanity was non-denominational. It was rooted in her faithful, loving heart. My friend Scotty McLennan graduated from Harvard with a Master's of Divinity and a JD in 1975. He wanted to do ministry with the poor in Boston. He wanted to do a legal ministry. Scotty was a committed Unitarian Universalist, acquiring all the credentials to do the work which he felt called to do: legal ministry to the urban poor, a ministry he believed worthy of ordination and the validation that that would bring to enhance the efficacy of his work, so that when he talked to somebody, he was not just an attorney, but a reverend. The Unitarian Universalist Association did not see it that way. We were an association of congregations, they asserted, which it's true, we are. We are not an association of free-floating individuals. They were clear. Congregations only, not individuals, and not districts or regions either, joined the Unitarian Universalist Association as members. Only congregations joined as members. In our polity, only congregations had the authority to ordain. We had taken our structure from the Unitarians rather than the Universalists. The Universalists had a way of ordaining evangelists, circuit riders, community ministers. They did it through their districts, their regional bodies. But we didn't have that. It was congregational ordination or nothing. So Scotty, who was hired by the UU Legal Ministry in Boston, that was then part of the Benevolent Fraternity of Unitarian Universalist Churches, which we now call the UU Urban Ministry, Scotty had to find himself a church. The Benevolent Fraternity was an organization of about 50 UU congregations, and fortunately, one of them happened to be First Parish in Framingham, where Scotty, back in seminary, had done his student ministry. So they knew him, and they knew his passion for justice and his commitment also to Unitarian Universalism. So they agreed to ordain him, and at a service held in Framingham, Scotty McLennan was ordained to be the Associate Minister at Large at the Benevolent Fraternity of UU Churches to do the work of legal ministry. It was a workaround, one that worked that time and proved very valuable. Scotty had gone on after that to write many well-received books, including, you may have read a couple of them. One of his first was Finding Your Religion When the Faith You Grew Up With Has Lost Its Meaning. It's fabulous, fabulous. And most recently, Christ for Unitarian Universalists, a new dialogue with traditional Christianity. Scotty served as the Dean of Spiritual Life at Tufts University, which, I don't know if you know, but Tufts was founded as a Universalist university. And after that, he was called to serve as Dean of Spiritual Life at Stanford, which he did for many, many years, and that was where he retired, although he does still teach some classes there. What a wonderful ministry to us and others we would have lost had a few committed people not so doggedly insisted that there had to be some way to ordain Scotty McLennan. And that was why I and your ministers, Clyde and Michelle, worked so hard with the UUA to find a way to validate ministries such as Scotty McLennan's, recognizing their having achieved sufficient credentials and gravitas to warrant ordination. but we never meant to devalue or dismiss the ministry of Ruth Mulkey. We never meant to do that. Yet apparently that was the unintentional consequence. We seem to live in a world with a worldview that is surprisingly static and constrained, as though human qualities are like physical things and they come with finite amounts. My friend, and previously he was my professor at Andover Newton Theological School, Dr. Jerry Hanspicker, used to say that we had a propensity for living with a hydraulic theory of the universe. The most obvious example, he would say, was love. How often is it that when we find out that someone who loves us now has a new friend, we fear they will love us less? It is the elder sibling terror. Each time a new brother or sister comes along, fear of loss of parental love is gripping. It's as old as Cain and Abel. Malvina Reynolds, songwriter, Unitarian Universalist, may she rest in peace, wrote the song that our choir sang. I'm going to take us a little aside. It's not in my notes here, but Malvina was blacklisted during the McCarthy era, and she was not able to record her music, her songs. She wrote Little Boxes on the Hillside, Little Boxes Made of Ticky-Tacky, and she wrote other songs that became famous through other singers because she was blacklisted during the McCarthy era. And when I went to General Assembly in 1972, she was the Ware lecturer. She was, I think, 90. And she sang a lot of her songs that she had never had a chance to record before, and they recorded them. Anyway, I still sing that song, Love is Something If You Give It Away, to myself in the car. And I'm so happy that Jim was able to find it. Love is something, if you give it away, if you give it away, give it away. Love is something, if you give it away, you end up having more. It's just like a magic penny. Hold it tight and you don't have any. But lend it, spend it, you have so many, they roll all over the floor. And it's true. It's true, she's right. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense if you have a hydraulic theory of the universe. But if you can relinquish that worldview, what an experience is open and available to you. Love abounds. The more you give it away, the more it surrounds you, holds you, animates you, and the people around you. It's contagious. Fortunately, communities are also blessed with people within their populations who hold the worldview of an expandable pie, that there can be more of what we need if we share it and if we spread it around. And what are those things? What are the things that we really, really need to thrive? Love, validation, recognition, kindness, respect, honor, compassion. All ingredients in our human well-being. And all of these are things that if we give them away, we end up having more. More in our lives, more in our communities, more wherever we go. Imagine that. Imagine that. If instead of hoarding, We spread it around like fairy dust to make the world more beautiful. There is a family on my street that collects coats and brings them to homeless encampments where they distribute them. When bitter cold is coming, they encourage the people there to seek shelter. It's their little quiet ministry. I received a text from them last week. They had found an unhoused man, a veteran, away in the woods. He didn't want to go to the shelter. Worried for his life in the face of this Arctic cold that was coming through, and without passing any judgment, they went and purchased a winter insulated tent, a tent heater, warm clothes and socks and food, and brought them to him. And then they texted me, "Will you please pray for our new friend, Wilson, and for all of those who are struggling with homelessness this weekend?" This family is not UU. They don't go to any church. But they share our values, and they trust that love, respect, compassion, kindness, validation are infinitely renewable resources. They keep on giving them away, and somehow donations continue to come their way to provide. Their faith carries them, and their ministry carries us all. I know another family that last spring went out and bought a few dozen lightweight backpacks and filled them with some non-perishable food, sanitary items, hygiene items. They made women's and men's bags, filled them with socks, and some other kinds of assorted things. And they just kept all these backpacks in the back seat of their car. And whenever they came to a corner where there was a panhandler, they would lower their window and just hand one of the backpacks to that person. And then the light would change and they would go on their little ministry. No ballyhoo. Something these grown-ups did in front of their children, because their two children sat in the back seat with those backpacks and watched those grown-ups do that over the course of several weeks. They learned something just by watching of compassion. And then there is the man who walks on the beach, most days, rain or shine, with a plastic bag, and just goes around every day picking up trash off the beach that washes up every day onto the sand. And there's the one who volunteers to sit at the table in town hall so that we can have early voting. Hands out the ballots. And then there's the one who greets first-time visitors in church, makes sure they feel welcome. And the one who volunteers at the food pantry, and the one who donates to support it, even though we know it always feels like not quite enough. And the one who makes sure that the widower who can't get out gets a birthday card so that he has something physical to hold on to know that he is remembered. and the one who scans the internet for inspirational quotes and posts them on their Facebook page or Instagram, and the one who decorates bulletin boards where they work or live or volunteer, and the ICU nurse who went to a protest to protect immigrants and reached out to help a woman who had fallen. And Kathy and Wendy, whose ministry to her dying friend created a portal through which the ministries of others could flow, encircling and holding her dying friend in love. Each of us has a ministry or ministries to which we feel called. You do. You do. It doesn't need an ordination to be real or to be meaningful or to be life-changing. It only needs to carry the love, the respect, the dignity you mean to bestow on the people who receive it. Love is something if you give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Love is something. If you give it away, you end up having more. It's just like a magic penny. Hold it tight and you don't have any. But lend it, spend it. You have so many, they roll all over the floor. Happy, happy ministries, my dear ones. You do have so many. They roll all over the floor. Amen, and blessed be. Our closing hymn is number 1018, Come and Go With Me, because we are going together.
Where
My friends, your gifts, these words are from Rebecca Parker. Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless the world or curse it. You must answer this question: what will you do with your gifts? Choose to bless the world. Go then, my friends, in love, in peace, and with fresh courage. Amen. Amen.
Please join me for the unison chalice lighting in the order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And please remain seated for our postlude.
Just a quick introduction to my postlude. Amy Beach was a wonderful composer who lived in Boston in the late 1800s until 1945. And at the, I think this was published in 1907. A ethnomusicology book had been published, which put in notation, musical notation, the folk music of the native folks who lived in the Inuit peoples, and it was called Eskimos at the time, which was okay in 1907. Anyway, this is called Arctic Night, and I think it really captures the beauty of the night and the desolation that the people experience, perhaps, you know. So anyway, enjoy.